Welcome to the Dolphin Radio Show. I'm your host, the porpoise with a purpose with a face for radio, Dolphin. This has been an eventful week. What with the fourth Battle of Berkeley, Daddy-O 5, and the consistent position of Steve Shives and the myriad of ridiculosity that is the human race. Joining me to talk about it is Schmeckle for right now. How you doing, Schmecks?
Oh, I'm doing fucking great. How are you?
I'm doing all right. I heard there was a cunt stream later. You still doing that?
Yeah, 11 p.m. EST we'll be going.
All right.
It's one of those midweek cunt streams, so it's a lot easier for all you lesser cunts to get in.
Oh, so this is like the micro cunt section. Okay, excellent.
Exactly. It's
I might even have a chance to get on. That would be awesome. Be up there with the likes of you guys.
But before everyone.
Yeah, you're breaking up real bad, man.
How's this?
It's a little bit better. So, now that we've got the shill out of the way, I gotta talk about it. The fourth Battle of Berkeley. I haven't talked to anybody about it, and I know it's a little late, but let's shoot the shit on this one. These guys didn't study my Art of War readings, did they? I'm really thinking about that.
I'm thinking most of them studied mainly feminist literature and shit like that.
Yeah, and see, that's what confuses the shit out of me about all these people in Antifa. It's like you have all these ideas, you have these philosophies and these ideologies, which basically make you out in every single way that you possibly could be to be a pussy. And then you try to pick a physical fight. Are you an idiot? Like, you study everything except tactics, everything except strategy, everything except fighting and physical altercation. You aren't in shape. You don't know how to use a gun. You're actually afraid of them. And you want to go toe-to-toe with right-wingers?
The one thing that is the opposite of everything you're suited for. Yeah,
exactly. This is why Batman beat the shit out of Superman, because you don't attack Batman in the Batcave. Okay? You don't do it. That's the number one way to get your ass kicked. You don't go after people and play their game. You'll lose.
Yeah, especially if you've never played the game, never trained for the game, never had any idea of what the game actually was, and you just kind of decided, hey, this game, I bet I'm good at it.
I've seen movies. I could just punch that guy.
Fucking bobsled from Jamaica.
Oh man, we've seen it on TV. We can do it. I know you think it's brilliant. You're gonna go up and punch a Nazi. Heads up, if you haven't done this before, you're gonna hurt your hand really bad. All right. I'm just giving you that. It's just like a little trigger warning up front, because that's going to be the least of your problems, because you're probably not going to punch properly. You're not going to punch very hard or very accurately. And if you punch the wrong dude or the wrong chick, you're going to get punched back. And exactly. they're probably going to do it right.
See, it kind of confuses me why it's people like Richard Spencer that we're hearing about getting punched. And it's not those big pussy skinhead bikers. I wonder why they're not getting hit.
Yeah, those are legitimate racists.
Fucking go and punch a member of the Aryan Brotherhood.
Yeah, I want to see that. Like the nice 320-pound, 6'4" Aryan Brotherhood with swastika tattooed on his chest. He's a Nazi. Go punch him.
It's the only right thing to do.
Yeah, it's the only. I saw a great video today of an Antifa dude walking around a crowd, like talking a bunch of crap. And this black dude steps up out of nowhere and just was like, bring it. And the Antifa dude, like purple hair and all, just freezes. He's like, oh shit, it is a person of color. What do I do?
I can't hit him. He's black.
I can't hit him. He's a person of color. And the dude's just like, bring it. Pussy ass. It's great, man. Just fucking beautiful. But yeah, that's what you're doing, Antifa. For the record, you're fighting our game, and you don't know how to do it. So
yeah, and I'd like to clarify when Dolphin says our game, he doesn't fucking mean fascism.
No.
It's not the fascists that are, well, I'm sure the fascists are opposed to Antifa, but it's not just them. It's all of us.
Yeah, when I say our game, I'm referring to tactical, strategic, physical altercation. You cannot do it. You don't know how. You've never done it before, and you're not going to start now. I promise you. You will lose. This is the wrong way to come at us. This is our battlefield. You don't fight on somebody else's battlefield and expect to win. I just can't wait. I can't wait till they come to the South.
When you're one of these cunts, you don't jump into any battlefield and expect to win. Let's be honest.
Yeah. I can't wait till they come. If they came to the Southeast, dude, if they came to the Southeast, we would recreate Kenai for them. Be like, let's give you guys a study in war history. All right, midline, fall back. All right, now surround them. Yeah, I know you saw it on Game of Thrones. It works in real life too, idiot.
We're in Canada, where we currently have fucking Trudeau. So it really seems like they are winning. But then you realize Canada's always a couple years behind you guys. Trudeau's our Obama. We're getting our Trump in a couple years.
Awesome. I can't wait for him. Yeah, you guys really need to be dunked headfirst into that Kool-Aid to the point where you're almost drowning before you'll fight to get back up for a breath of fresh air.
I think we're already at the point where we've lost any hope for a breath of fresh air. And I think that's ridiculous because there's no way the Liberals are winning the next time around.
Speaking of your prime minister, how do you make gay bagels?
I don't know.
You use Trudeau. That's dad joke number 742.A. Wait, that's not a number. Shit.
Speaking of dads, though, Trudeau's father, Pierre Trudeau, was a proper fucking prime minister.
Now, was he a conservative or was he a liberal?
He was a liberal, but this was before liberals were what they are today.
This was back when liberals were like you and me.
Exactly. It was back when you and I would have been considered liberal.
Okay. So he was like a proper prime minister?
He was extremely ostentatious. He drove around in, I think it was a Bentley or something like that. Dressed very well and all that. He kept things running.
Well, appearance is part of it.
Well, yeah, definitely. But a lot of people looked at all of that, all the flashiness, as a bad thing. The way I see it, fuck all that. He kept things working.
I don't know. I think a lot of people today...
Rob Ford did a bunch of crack. But he also did his job well. So fuck it.
I'll give him that. I saw some report that like half the Wall Street investment bankers are on heroin and shit.
I can see it. If you can afford it, why not?
I don't necessarily buy it as completely true, but I did see a documentary a while back, and one of the people that they were talking to who was a user was a Wall Street banker, an investment banker. So, I could definitely see it, and yeah, like you said, if you can afford it, that's definitely a rich man's drug.
Well, yeah, you got to think rock and roll is heavily associated with drug use and all that. And part of it does stem from the lifestyle and all that. But a lot of it just comes from the money and the availability, which is going to happen to anybody who has money.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why you see drug use throughout basically all aspects. In the actors, you see it in all performance and all entertainment. But then again, in all high-end, professional, high-paying jobs as well.
Exactly. You think of coke as I guess, more of a businessman's type drug than heroin. Heroin,
Yeah,
obviously,
like when you work at the
seems a lot more
McDonald's, you go home and you
depraved.
smoke a joint with your friend. When you work as a CEO of McDonald's, you go home and you do a line of coke with your friend.
Exactly, but that could just as easily be shooting up into your arm, right? You could be doing heroin instead.
Yeah.
At that point, when you have that much money, it's pick your fancy, right?
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, I didn't. I want to clarify. I did not mean to disparage McDonald's or its CEO. So, just so that's said.
I would like to take a moment to say that Dolphin Radio's guests do not reflect the views of Dolphin Radio. And also, fuck McDonald's.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and here we go. For just, because we're doing it. This episode of the Dolphin Radio Show is brought to you by white people, which is why there will be no dancing. And by Retards. That's right, Retards. How else are you going to slow your music down? Thank you for that input, Schmeckel. How have you been finding this Daddy 05 situation?
It was very polite of you to pause while I did that.
Yeah. I mean, like, I know you needed to check your release pressure valve. Is that? Yeah. Okay. Pretty sure that counts as a back pressure release valve. Yeah. So the Daddy 05 situation. Are you in here, buddy? For those of you who don't know, Daddy 05 and Mommy 05, or is it Mama 05? I'm not really sure. Have been making a prank channel that, if you're a fan of Philip DeFranco, you probably heard something about this week. They basically make a bunch of prank channels where they torment and torture their kids for the laughs and so forth and so on. Schmeckel's out, so I'm just going to kind of comment on it myself and say I found it horrifying, quite upsetting and abusive, and I definitely had I was having flashbacks there for a little bit watching some of those videos, thinking, yeah, I know Cody.
I think I'm back.
Yeah, you are in fact back, man. I was just talking about how one of the reactions that I personally had to the whole Daddy 05 videos was seeing Cody and being like, damn, I feel like I really personally know that kid.
Now, which one was Cody, the first kid or the second?
He's the little one that gets thrown around a lot, and like he's the one that got pushed into the dresser or whatever it was. Yeah. I felt a strong connection with that kid because I was like watching him do all this stuff and like having flashbacks.
Yeah, see, it's one of those things where they can call this a prank, right? But the rest of the kids were far too calm for this to not be a regular occurrence.
Yeah, and anybody who watches those kids respond when the dad's like, were y'all ever hurt? No. These kids were coached.
Oh, I didn't see that video.
Yeah, if you notice that video, that's the one where they're actually acting.
Okay.
And you're like,
I guess it's
wait a second.
The one where he tried to say it was just a prank, right?
Yeah, and he was trying to prove that the kids haven't been hurt, and he asked them all if they've been hurt. The thing is, the kid Cody in particular, I think he's the stepson of the mother, Mommy 05 or whatever it is. And then there's his older sister.
One of the two that was.
Yeah. If you saw the interview with the biological mom, who I'm kind of shocked that they don't have any sort of relationship or visitation or anything like that with. it's actually very upsetting to me that they don't have some sort of joint parenting going on there. Children
it's
need...
the type of thing, though, where you kind of have to look at that a little strange. It's male to win a custody thing.
Yeah. I mean, and look,
for a reason, I would assume.
Yeah, I listened to the interview. I don't want to disparage anybody, but I did not come away with the best opinion of the birth mom listening to that interview. And from my perspective, everybody in that family is in severe need of some therapy on both sides. And nobody there is in the right, except the kids who haven't done anything wrong. But all the adults in there are messed up. I don't know. It is a really, you can have kids saying that nothing's bothering them, or that they're not upset, or they weren't scared, or they weren't hurt. But they're not going to know the answers to those questions until they're in their 20s or 30s, and they're having kids of their own, thinking back to how they were raised and what they believe their parents did right and what their parents did wrong.
Yeah, it's one of those things where eventually they'll look back on it and they'll see, yeah, no, that was fucked up, mom and dad. Stepmom and dad.
Yeah. And that brings me around to my theory on relationships between adults and children, which you and I have been kind of going...
anything other than they're not okay, I'm leaving.
No. When I say relationships, I'm not talking about romantic specifically. I'm just talking as a general term. The relationships between adults and children versus the relationships between adults and adults. And you and I have been going after pedos all year, basically. I think you and I have been butting heads with these absolute terrible people who say...
It's been a lot of fun. I mean,
oh my, yeah, but I mean,
sure it hasn't taken a toll on me.
I would honestly buy dinner for 15 communists before I could deal. Oh, these guys, the things they say, my God.
Yeah, it's not even just the Heart Progress ones who, yeah, there's a good chance they might be trolls. There are others who have kind of fed off of what Heart Progress has been doing. And those are the worst ones. People like Daniel Gaither was one of them. I don't know if you ran into him.
I think we might have bumped heads a few times.
But he wasn't connected to...
Was he that older guy that was jumping in on a few threads with you? And who was it? Who was it that was in that thread?
No, I
was say he's like
Ernst Steiner.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I was thinking of that older guy. My bad. He's like 50-something years old, kind of heavy set.
Okay, you're thinking of another of them, James something.
Yeah, see, I don't really remember their names. I see their pictures and I remember them, and I'm like, hey, yeah, that's that. Oh God, that's that guy.
Well, but, I'm working on a collab video about it, so yeah. I've got the names fresh in my mind.
Well, here's my concept on it, and this goes back to the Daddy 05, Mommy 05 things. Is like, I think that when you look at the relationship between two adults, there's a lot of obligations on both sides. If you want to have a functional relationship and you're married, Mrs. Schmeckel is out there breathing down your neck as much as Mrs. Radio is breathing down mine. And, you have to reciprocate a lot in those relationships to maintain them. There's a lot of obligation. There's a lot of expectation. When it comes to an adult-child relationship, there's almost no obligation on behalf of the adult. In all reality, all you've got to do is very simple things. When you're a kid, a bag of candy is impossible to come by and the thing you want the most. When you're an adult, you could care less, but it's easy as shit to get. And so when I look at relationships between people like this Daddy-O-5 going, I'll give you an Xbox or I'll give you a PlayStation if you just let us torture you a little longer. And the kid's like, oh, okay. And it just becomes normal. And you see that same concept with the pedophiles, and you think to yourself, are they incapable of obligating themselves to the level that it would require them?
What they're doing.
What? Well, I mean, yeah, but is it because they're incapable of meeting the obligations of an adult relationship? Is it because they're just that so far regressed in their relationship maturity? Or is it?
I don't know.
Or is it more of a devious, malignant thing where they're actually trying to, like you said, like just groom for malicious purposes? I mean, my perspective.
To me, it seems in a lot of cases to be the latter more than the former.
Well, in my perspective, what they're doing is based entirely and solely on lust, and I can't excuse it at all, but. There's other ways to satisfy lust, and that's why I've been struggling with this theory. And the Daddy-O-5 thing really pushed it to the front of my mind. Is the ease with which you can control a child, the ease with which you can maintain control and domination in a relationship with a child, is what drives these kind of people to do this. And it's why something like what Daddy-O-5 is doing to his kids. And what somebody like Omnipolitics advocates, he's the one that I can think of off the top of my head, but advocates people should be allowed to do to children is not far removed from each other.
Well, no, not in terms of the harm done and of the, I guess, relationship that fosters something like that. I'd still put what Omnipolitics advocates for as worse than at least what we've seen from Daddy-O-5.
Yeah, I mean, I'll definitely give the cat ass trophy to Omni, but what I'm saying is it's along the same level, the manipulative control domination over somebody that's so weak that it should be easy.
Oh, definitely.
And that's the mindset that I'm talking about. And it brings us back to Antifa, like, look, you're weak, don't fight. Look, you're weak, don't go after real adults. Don't try to manipulate a real adult. No, go after a child. And that's the mindset.
Yeah, but to be fair, going after Antifa is also kind of going after children.
Yeah, like I wouldn't raise a fist to Antifa, but I'll tell you, as soon as that fist comes flying, I'm grabbing it and your face is getting smashed into the brick with me. Yeah, because you throw a fist at me, my natural reaction is to grab your fist and fling you behind me, and I rarely stand far away from walls. So you're getting thrown into a wall.
What a fucking life that must be, just traveling from wall.
That's what I do, man. I just swim from wall to wall.
You're like a much less man.
Yeah, I occasionally have to jump up and go through a ring, but I'm, most of the time just hanging out next to a wall.
So I had a question for you.
What's that?
It's a question I've been mulling over for all of 45 seconds.
Yeah, go for it.
Fucking animals is wrong, right?
Absolutely. They don't have a choice.
Now, dolphins are nearly as smart as we are.
This is true, and they do have a choice.
What if it came out that they were smarter than us? And there was a way to communicate between the two. Would it be okay to fuck a dolphin? If they could say yes and understand what that meant.
How old is the
I
dolphin?
chose you because you're the dolphin guy. The dolphin is whatever dolphin age of maturity is.
All right. Hold on just a second. So we're going to go with the the striped dolphin, 50 to 60 years. I'm going to say, if the dolphin is 17 or older, then I'm okay with it. I would prefer 18, but, slightly shorter lifespan, slightly more time to nail stuff.
Okay, so as long as they can make informed consent.
Yes, as long as they can make informed consent. Because you know what? In all reality, the dolphin is not going to look for informed consent from you.
Exactly.
In all reality, that's what I hate to put it that way. They're my brethren and I love them. But if you get in the water with them and they like you a little bit too much, you're getting raped. It's going to happen. That's what happens. Sorry, man, you're breaking up there. You there? Hey, Schmeck.
Can you hear me?
Yes, now I can hear you. Excellent. But you seem to have gone again.
Excellent. Really? Fuck.
Jeez, man.
I'm back now.
You are back now, and the rest of you as well, apparently. Yes.
There we go.
Did you move to Sprint? God, I can't even help that shit. I just do it without thinking.
But you know what we've proven, right? You are in no way a bigot. Because you would be okay with people having sex with dolphins if dolphins could consent.
Yeah.
Except even dolphin sex, which I have to assume means you're fine with gay sex and interracial sex.
Yeah, I could give two shits, honestly. I have brought interracial girls home on several occasions. And I'll tell you, to be quite honest, shocked some of my family when they heard. But everybody has those family members.
Oh, yeah. I remember my grandmother when I brought home my first black girl. Yeah, but you know what's... You bring home a couple more and they get over it. Oh, yeah, no. By the third or fourth, she was just like, oh.
It happens. Hey, we're all... Yeah, I guess. I mean, they can mate with you, The reasoning kicks in and the logic kicks in and they go, oh, okay, well, I guess they're just growing up in a different time. Yes, we are.
Which is a good thing for an old person to realize if they're not going to just get past being either racist or whatever. But,
well, I mean, I'm an American.
For old people.
I'm an American.
Just grew up in a different time.
And being an American, I'll tell you that there are almost no American white people that I've ever met in my entire life that can say, I am French, or I am German, or I am English. Not one. Never. We are all, every single white person in America that I've ever met is a mutt. I mean, I'm Irish, Spanish, German, and English, I think. I'm all kinds of mixed up. And people will be like, oh, that's just a whole bunch of white. Yeah, but they're actually quite different. You look at Irish and Spanish people, they're about as different as you can get in the white race. And then throw in some German just to really mix it all up, and you got... They're very different. I know we all look alike to you, but... It's just, that's because we're white. It happens.
I'm sorry, as far as the whole skeptic, quote-unquote, community goes, you do all kind of look alike.
Yeah, we do. We all have animal avatars.
No, I mean, the ones that I've seen, where I've actually seen their faces, all very similar.
Actually, no, I am way outside that group.
Oh, me too. There are definitely outliers.
Yeah. Like I said, I have a face for radio, and I'm not saying that I'm ugly. I'm just saying that I have a face that's better suited for radio.
You remember that episode of South Park with the people who had asses for faces?
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah,
that was a fairly new
one. That's kind of what I look like.
Oh, so you don't have like the flapping head thing? You have like a normal one? I thought all Canadians, like the top of their heads just bounced on top of their body.
It's kind of like that, except very ass-shaped.
Oh. Okay, guy. I'm not your buddy, pal. Sorry, I can't help it. When those Coke bottles came out, by the way, I wanted Coke to come out with a 4-pack that said buddy, pal, friend, and guy. Instead of having like names on them. It was like, hey, somebody drank my Coke. Oh, what Coke is yours? I'm friend. Well, I'm not friend guy. Well, I'm guy, buddy. You know, it would have made a great commercial, I think.
Yeah, they could have done something with that.
It was right there, man. It was right there.
Except South Park nowadays, I think, is a lot more likely to go with Pepsi if they're going to do anything with either of them.
I've noticed people sending there needs to be a Pepsi emoticon. Like, peace, my brother, peace, and Pepsi. It's great. Yeah, I need to start sending Pepsi to people. I'm just going to leave Pepsi on my neighbor's door or something like that. It's going to be great.
Well, it'll be a peaceful neighborhood. You just drop it on every doorstep. People will wake up, they'll walk out, they'll find a Pepsi. That's a good fucking start to a morning, especially if you didn't have Coke handy.
I would, I'd have to agree with you, buddy. I got to. The funny thing is, like, it's taken me a lot because I grew up in Texas and then I moved to the southeastern United States. So it's taken me a lot to learn the word Pepsi, because up until last week that wasn't a word in my vocabulary. Here in the South, everything is Coke. It's all Coke. Like, you ask for a Coke and people go, "What kind?" But yeah, it's been fun.
Nobody asked for Pepsi because Pepsi's garbage. So of
course exactly. So I had to learn it this week, and I was really excited. I used it several times, properly the first few times even. It was fun. The first time,
I'm sure you were like trying to order a burger or something. You just weren't quite sure what the word meant.
Yeah, I had to like read it as I said it. I was like, Pepsi. Yes, I'll take it. Pepsi. It was fun. It was a learning experience for me.
That's what happens when you travel. You learn about Pepsi.
Yeah.
That's why I never leave this area, because I already know what Pepsi is. What's the fucking point?
Well, you could go to a place like Texas and get steak flavored with steak on top of steak with steak sauce made out of actual steak.
That sounds delicious.
It is. And it's served with a side of steak and potatoes.
Excellent. I've always wanted to do one of those fucking, those competitions with the huge steaks, and if you eat it in a certain amount of time, it's free.
Yeah, you like the 48-ounce steak, and you're like, yeah, that's like 3 pounds, dude.
I think I could do 2 of those in a row.
Man, my advice, go to Kansas City, check out a place called Jack's Stacks, and get the royal tip. Anybody anywhere near Kansas City should stop what you're doing, put the video on pause, go to Jack's Stacks, order a royal tip, thank me later. That is the greatest thing you will ever put in your face. Period. End of story.
Yeah, see, we don't have anything good like that here in Canada. There are a couple places in Toronto that are all right.
You have any idea how hard it is to march cows north? No, like, even cows don't want to go to Canada, dude. I'm not trying to be mean here. I'm just saying it is what it is.
No, we have our Canadian beef, which is supposed to be fucking amazing, but it's never cooked right. We have very few talented chefs in this country. I think there's 4 of them, and 3 of them I've never met.
Do you guys cook outdoors a lot?
In the warm seasons.
Which is like what, those 3 days in August?
Let me put it this way. It's April 19th. Our warm season this year started on the 13th.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I lived in Pennsylvania for a short period of time. The day I left was April 18th, 2000. And my sister came and picked me up in her car. And she was like, "What is that?" And I was like, "What, that 4-foot tall mound of black stuff on the side of the road?" She was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "That's snow." And she was like, "Snow isn't black, it's white." And I was like, "No, it's April, it's black. At this point, it's been scraped off the road enough times, it's black. That's what color snow is." And she didn't believe me. Like all the way through Maryland, she's like, "This can't be snow." I'd be like, yeah, I know. I thought the same thing the first year I was up here.
Yeah,
I can't imagine Canada, man.
It's not anything like that up here. The snow's white until it fucking melts.
Yeah, but you guys got like one road. I was living in a place with more than one road.
Yeah, I'm out in the country, and all the parts of the city that I've ever lived in have been nicer areas. So they've been kind of kept up, I guess.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I got you. Yeah, I forget, when I was in Pennsylvania, I was also in coal mining country. So
that would probably make a huge difference.
Yeah, it's weird. Like when you live in that kind of area, you have to dust your house like every other day.
Jesus Christ.
It's ridiculous, the amount, and you don't even realize how much dust piles up. If you don't do it for like a week, it's visible. It's noticeable. You can't like set something down.
I remember when I was a kid, we had that for like a week because the place next door was being built. But living like that constantly would be ridiculous.
Yeah. It's, I don't know if it's just like the oiliness of the air in general or what, but so much dust up there. It's just, yeah, it's not enjoyable living in coal mining country. I don't know how the guys go down in the mines, honestly. I don't know.
I could see going down in the mines as like a last resort. I need a lot of cash in a short amount of time type of thing.
Yeah, but I don't think they even get paid that much, honestly.
I thought they were fairly well paid. They are.
I think they are now.
Here in Canada are.
If you go back in time to, like, you know, say pre-1950s and, you know, pre-union labor and all that, then yeah, I don't think they were actually paid that much.
Huh, I can see no reason for it then.
Yeah, exactly. Except for
get a job as a fucking garbage man or something if you're not going to get paid to go deep down into the earth.
Yeah. Like, yeah, I got a buddy who wants to do underwater welding, and you look at like the price and the cost of that. Underwater welding. Yeah, and by the way, if you can get a degree in it, do it. Anyone who can get a degree in underwater welding, do it. Like, seriously, they start at 6 figures. It's a freaking huge. It's a huge gig. It's one of those things that you do for 5 or 6 years, then you retire and you're done. You're happy. You got your 10 million, 2 million in the bank. And you just go live, man.
And what does it entail? What are you welding?
Generally, you're going to be welding for the oil company.
Okay.
You're going to be connecting pipes and stuff like. So basically, your life will be incredibly dangerous, or your work will be incredibly dangerous. You'll have a good chance of dying early from an explosion, probably while underwater, so you drown at the same time. But dude, when you get vacation, you will live it up. You'd be going to the club, making it rain.
And every day, inches away from death, vacation's probably pretty relaxing. A lot more than for most of us.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's that whole Bushido thing. You know, when you live on the edge of life, it is that much more appealing.
Never heard that. But I could...
Yeah, I just made it up. I do that.
That would be why I've never heard it.
Yeah.
I don't listen to you.
Most people don't worry. I have this dream that...
I did catch one of your videos recently. Or maybe it was a stream.
Which one was that?
From like 3 or 4 days ago. Friday, Thursday. I think so.
I don't know, man. I might have been a part of a stream. I think I did a thing for the Academy. Which, by the way, if you haven't checked out the Academy, check out the Academy. It's a channel on YouTube, and they do readings, philosophy, and stuff like that.
That's what it was. Yeah, you were doing philosophy stuff.
Yeah. I got roped into this. This Tim Huggins, the polite atheist, he was like, "Hey man, do you want to join this group?" And I was like, "What is it?" And he's like, "Philosophy, intellectual stuff." I was like, "Why the hell do you want me?" And he was like, "'Cause you're smart." And I was like, "Wow, what's your basis for comparison, Schmeckle?"
I was gonna say I would ask why I wasn't invited, but then I remembered who I am.
No, he was like, "No, come on," and no, if you haven't done it, we did the Art of War at one point, and then we did Smedley Butler's War is a Racket, and I think they're doing the Epicurean or I forget what they're doing. I know they're doing the Republic next weekend, and then there's a lighthearted piece after that, and I'm trying to suggest some Douglas Adams because, you know, what do you expect?
I need an idea for a lighthearted piece to do.
Oh man!
Other than the video I did today, my past couple pieces have all been about serious shit.
Yeah. By the way, I need to stop by your channel. I was trying to go down the list today, but a lot of people put out videos today, and you're actually pretty far down on my list because it's alphabetical. You know.
Yeah, I would be pretty far down.
Yeah. I actually have to go buy Sargon before I get to you, and his shit's like 30 to 45 minutes a video. So yeah, and I think Dave Cullen put out something today, so that always interrupts me.
I actually haven't watched him in a while. I've been meaning to catch up on his shit.
He's been leading the charge into the skepsis, even though he hasn't ever called it that. I've been trying to coin that phrase, but basically everybody fleeing out of the skeptical community, fleeing from YouTube and Twitter and going to all these alternate platforms
like VidMe and Minds and all that.
Exactly. And he's been
kind of sign up for a VidMe soon.
Yeah, dude, it's monetized.
Excellent.
It's straight monetized the same exact.
It means nothing when you make no fucking money off your content. But.
Oh yeah, I mean, I made like $4.20 lifetime, so I'm rolling, dude. I'm almost at 100 subscribers. I'm like 5 away.
Fuck, you're not even at 100 yet, eh?
Yeah, that's right. Well, I mean, like, dude,
we'll get you there tonight.
You know, I'm an engineer in real life, right?
No, I had no idea what you did.
Yeah, I'm an engineer. I've got architectural and mechanical degrees, and I don't really need the money, so I don't put that much effort into promoting the channel. There's just like kind of total slack ass on it, to be honest.
Yeah, no, if I'm gonna be quite honest, I started my channel of being able to meet some of the bigger people in the community. And I've met all of them except for 2. 3.
That was definitely I'll give you that. That's definitely an inspiration. That's a major contributing factor. I wanted to meet Wizard of Cause for sure. And I really would love
heard of Wizard of Cause until he came on the cunt stream. Then a week later, I saw his balls.
I was listening to him back when he was Nicholas Goroff, and he had like 500 subs, and then like out of nowhere, Undoomed like promoted him, and I was like, holy shit, I know this guy.
Yeah, I've heard this guy talk. Undoomed is one of the ones that I still haven't met.
Yeah, he'd be fun to meet. I bet, dude, if Undoomed and I were to hang out, there's no telling what city we might wake up in, but it would be a very fun night. That's like when I
want to tell the wife about it.
That's the feeling I get like when I think about Undoomed. I'm thinking like what kind of guy he is. Like if he and I went out for a drink, we might wake up in a different state with like a lion or some shit in the hotel room. Like, what the fuck happened? I don't remember shit. I don't know what you did. Like, oh wait, it's coming back. Oh hell. But like we need to get some new identities. Yeah. Yeah, he's a fun guy, I think, as far as personalities go. I'd love to meet I think I said Dave Cullen. I think he'd be a really cool guy to hang out with and to chat with. And let's see who else. Bering, I think he'd be fun at a party. I don't know how much entertainment you could get out hanging out with a guy like Bering.
I was cutting out.
Yeah, I didn't hear you there. What'd you say? Check. You there?
Oh, I was cutting out.
Yeah, I caught that. What'd you say before that?
Oh, just that Dave Cullen would be a cool guy to meet, but I had never heard of him until I started doing this.
Oh, yeah, I was kind of impressed by his like love of science.
Yeah, that's one thing that really kind of sets him off from a lot of us is he has specific areas where he's very, very intelligent.
Yeah, kind of like Thunderfoot.
Exactly. I was thinking of Thunderfoot. I just couldn't come up with the name. Or even, to a degree, Hagbard.
Now, Hagbard is... I like Hagbard a lot, and I get the idea that he's a pretty intelligent guy, but is there something that I'm missing there? Is he like an engineer, a doctor, a scientist?
I don't know if he's a scientist, but he does know a lot about science, and he's expounded upon it in his videos before.
Because I could definitely see him being like an historian, or like a professor, a teacher. For some reason, I'm just not getting the active vibe from him. Like, active engagement, whatever he's doing.
That he's really, really well read, but it kind of sets him apart from the rest of us.
Yeah,
he does have all this specified knowledge.
Yeah, I'm shocked that he didn't put. I'm shocked that he doesn't have a library or something behind him in his avatar. It seems like it would fit.
Yeah, instead he's got the whole wise old sailor thing going.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, before we're gonna go ahead and round out the show, but I'm gonna go ahead and put this. I want this on record because it's been bothering me for a while, and maybe you could take a look at it and tell me what you think. But I have a Facebook page for Dolphin Radio, and over the past 3 months, I've gotten a tremendous number of likes and follows. That they all have one very specific thing in common, which I normally wouldn't have noticed, but I did. And that's that every single one of them is Arab or Muslim. And
oh yeah, no, for the amount of time
I'm sorry, you're cutting out, man. Can you go back a little bit? You there, buddy? Schmeckle!
Can you hear me?
There you go. There you're cutting back in. And you're out again.
What's that?
Yeah, all right, there you go. There you go.
For the short amount of time that I had my Schmeckle Facebook account.
Yeah, we lost him. I'm going to guess he was finishing that by saying that he had a very similar issue going on. Anyway. Yeah, you're back, buddy. Yeah, you want to finish that thought?
I'm not entirely sure I'm back.
Yeah, you are. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get you a nice big antenna to attach your Wi-Fi to.
You know, that would probably be helpful. I'll give you my P.O. box. You can send it over. care of Dolphin Radio.
Yeah. Oh, no. At some point, I'm going to need that because I am shipping you some mead as well as Politipod. I think I'm sending him some mead. And if you're listening to the show and you comment in the comment section below, there's a good chance that I might send you some mead as well.
See, I would like that because from what I understand, mead is alcohol.
Yes. It's made from honey, which makes it incredibly good for you and very, very tasty.
Excellent. That's a combination of 3 good things.
Yes. And alcohol. Which, was the first, obviously. Yeah. No. But no, I started brewing up mead for the year. I've got my summer brews coming up, so looking forward to those in a couple of weeks. And I'll go ahead and throw you some out. And yeah, I'll totally bribe you. If like you sat here through the whole Dolphin Radio Show and you're hearing this part at the end, you go, fuck it, I want my mead. Guess what? I'll probably send you some mead. So.
See, this is going to be the second package I have coming. Little Miss Anonymous is making me a sandwich.
Oh, seriously? It's just going to be moldy by the time it gets to you.
Everything. She's sending a sandwich.
Oh, fucking hell yeah. Yeah, oh, that reminds me. I got to get started on yours and Wrath's sculpture. By the way, when we go off live, ask me about the Wrath sculpture. It's perfect. It's beautiful. Because you can't sculpture Wrath. His legs in midsection are too skinny. I've broken 2 trying to make them. I can't do it.
See, it's funny, because in real life, that's not the fact. I can say that now that he goes on Facecam.
Yeah.
In real life, you could not snap his midsection.
Yeah. I'll give him that. It would take a little bit to snap his midsection, except unless it's that cutout that he has. Probably snap that pretty easy.
The cutout you could snap. Not even the cutout itself. The guy that was the cut. Pretty easy.
Yeah. Wrath's avatar is like that. That's me. If I were to go cam live, except for the giant Fistian head, that wouldn't be. But no, I figured an awesome way to do it, and I'm hoping Wrath is listening so that he won't find out what I'm doing whenever we go off air. He'll just like be stressing. It'll be beautiful. Look, what's he doing, man? I'm gonna bash in something. No, it's gonna be beautiful. Anyway, if you haven't checked out Schmeckle, check out his channel at Schmeckle. Don't forget the Cunt Stream tonight at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the U.S. Thank you for joining us here on Dolphin Radio. Schmeckle, you wanna talk us out here?
It was nice talking in front of you, cunts. Thank you for watching Dolphin Radio. And as I always say, fuck off!